Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into your Monday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here each and every weekend morning to inspire you to maybe try something new or do something new. Today is April 29th, and I cannot believe we've almost made our way completely through the month of April. Now spring is upon us, and we're going to inspire you to participate in some fun spring things like making shrimp with Tracy Miller from Colorful Cooking. Kevin had a chance to catch up with a Major League Soccer influencer, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that as well. But let's take a look at that local weather forecast. We love to inspire you to step into the kitchen and try something new, and we're going to do just that this morning with Tracy Miller from Colorful Cooking. She's going to make a delicious shrimp dish, so if you're someone who loves seafood, well then this is the dish for you.
Welcome back to Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller. I am Tracy. Thanks for joining us here today. We're talking all about shrimp, how healthy and how easy it is to cook. So I have a farm shrimp, and I have a wild caught shrimp. So when you're getting ready to cook it, you kind of want to pat it dry. People are always amazed when I tell them this, but like even if I have a piece of fish or something, I will just gently squeeze it after it thaws out when it's frozen to get some of that excess water. Because if you're going to put it in your pan and you're going to try to get a sear on it, then you're not going to get rid of that excess water. It's going to kind of fill up in your pan and boil your shrimp, which is not what we are after. So just pat it dry a little bit with a paper towel, real gently too. You don't want to like manhandle those little tiny crustaceans. It's not going to taste as good. So real easy to peel. You just pull the tail off, flip it over, take the legs, and they should come off nice and easy. When you're working with the farmed fish, a lot of times they just have the tails on there, so you just pull those off really quickly. So season it generously with salt and pepper, and then a nice little ingredient that you can put on there, just a tiny, tiny bit of sugar. Why do we do that? It's just going to bring out the natural sweetness of the shrimp. And when we put it in the pan, it's going to help to caramelize a little. And literally, shrimp take about 5 minutes to cook. These are already pink shrimp, so we're not going to see them change a color, but a lot of times when they're a grayish color when they start, they just turn pink right away. So here we are. We're going to have those cook. I do have my salad started. This salad has cucumbers, sliced cucumbers, and peaches. If it's a really fresh peach, all you do is take a cut and go right around that. This is called the stone fruit. The seed is in the middle, and you should be able to turn it and open it up like that. That is the easiest way and the nicest way to open up a fresh peach. A lot of times the juice will be squeezing all over you, but not today because, like I said, it's not quite as ripe as it should be. All right, we're just going to slice these up really thin. Can you hear that shrimp cooking? It smells good already. Just a little bit of simple seasoning. I have my cucumbers, so I'm just going to put my peaches down. And as the shrimp are starting to cook, you'll see that their tails are turning a little bit, and then you just want to flip them over. This is literally going to take about 1 more minute. And the key to cooking any seafood and shrimp is don't overcook it. So right about this point, I'm actually just going to turn the heat off and let them cook that side right now real easily. So turn the heat off. They're already kind of firm to the touch. They've got a little caramelization. they're looking good. And now let's make a vinaigrette. We're gonna go a little bit of olive oil, equal parts olive oil, orange juice. Orange juice is one of my favorite ingredients when I am making vinaigrettes because it's low in calorie, it gives it that nice flavor, and you know, it's juicy and has that citrus, so you can use that quite often. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of cinnamon. I'm actually gonna get this one out right now because I need a spoon for cinnamon, because if you overdo it, you're gonna be in trouble. So we're gonna use about a teaspoon of cinnamon and almost a teaspoon of cumin. We're gonna go a little bit less on the cumin because it's so strong. We're gonna do those two right in there. And when you're working with dried herbs like this, you really want to let them sit in the juices for a little bit. So you wanna make this and then let it sit. Not for a long time, but you do wanna let it sit for a little bit. See, now shake it up. Okay, it's an interesting color. And that cinnamon is going to be dry right now. So the longer we let it sit right here, and I don't mean like days or anything like that. I mean, you can just let it sit for like a half hour or so. The longer we let it sit, the better it's going to taste. So let me get this out of the way and bring our salad in. The shrimp is looking good. I am going to plate this up and put our vinaigrette on. When we come back, we'll show you the finished product here, and then we'll get going with our farmed shrimp and make a delicious creamy shrimp salad. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller. I am Tracy. Thanks for joining us here today. We're talking all about shrimp, how healthy and how easy it is to cook. We are just going to cut these into little pieces. Actually, a lot of times when I'm making this shrimp salad, I will put it in my food processor, but I didn't want to lug the food processor in here today. So we're just going to slice this shrimp up, kind of nice and easy. If you put it in a little row, put them all together. My whole family's from Florida, so they actually have shrimp nets like right outside on their docks, and we eat the freshest shrimp you can possibly imagine. Mayport shrimp in Florida is delicious. Really, if you can get any shrimp from the Texas, the Gulf of Mexico, or Florida, you're gonna be in pretty good shape with that flavor. And again, just don't overcook it, and you'll be tasting it and enjoying it. Okay, so here we go. We have our shrimp cut up into small pieces for the shrimp salad. And this one, sorry, I'm gonna add a few calories to this because it's gonna be nice and creamy. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a mixture of sour cream and mayonnaise. Now, I'm a huge mayonnaise fan. I love eggs, I love mayonnaise, but mayonnaise alone, sometimes when you're making a salad like that, it's just a little too strong. So I like to mix mine with a little bit of sour cream. I actually do a half and half, 50% sour cream, 50% mayonnaise. Tons of salt and pepper. Either use dill or use tarragon, and if you're ever cooking lobster, tarragon is really, really good. It has all these little like leaves like this, and all you do is pull the leaves right off of the stems, and then we're gonna chop them up. It's super easy, super fragrant, and it kind of has like a licorice type of flavor to it. So we're just gonna take those right off. Actually, I just do it that way. Take them off that way. You can really put any herbs you want in here. If you would prefer, you know, parsley or something like that, you can do that. Really making something that turns out to be in your recipe repertoire all the time. All right, super simple. Cut up cooked shrimp. We have tarragon, salt and pepper, mayonnaise, and sour cream. We're just gonna kind of fold it all together and make ourselves this nice creamy salad. This is so good. I eat this just by itself, and I do a lot of this in like little individual cups, and people love it. And you can either eat it by itself, you can eat it on a salad, you can eat it with crackers or crudité if you wanted to, or you can put it in a wrap and take it out on a picnic. One of the things though about wrapping up creamy dishes, there's a little trick, especially if you want to take it out on your picnic. So right now, we're just gonna put it on our bed of lettuce. This would be a nice little light lunch for you, packed with protein and vitamins and minerals, nice and light and delicious with a little bit of creaminess. I'm gonna put a little more salt and pepper right on there, especially pepper. And then When we return, I will show you how to wrap that in a tortilla. So if you want a sandwich, if you're going on a hike or something, hitting the lake or the river, we're gonna wrap that. I'm gonna give you a few tips on how to make those wraps still taste good and not get too soggy if you're going on a picnic. Welcome back to Colorful Cooking. I'm Tracy Miller. Thanks for joining us here today. We are talking about shrimp, and we just made a shrimp salad with a creamy mayonnaise sour cream base, and we used tarragon today, which is actually delicious. I was crying a little bit because I didn't have the dill that I usually like to use with my shrimp salad. Have to compromise when you're using fresh ingredients, and that tarragon, it tastes really good. So start with some lettuce, and make sure your lettuce is dry. Like I've been telling you, kind of all day here, is dry things off, because all of that moisture is going to make your wrap mushy, and it's going to make your shrimp boil when you're putting it in the pan. So I have the shrimp salad here. I'm just going to put that down right on top, and I'm going to take a little bit of the mayonnaise base and kind of make like a little bit of glue to seal it closed. I love making wraps. I don't know why, I just really like rolling things. So take it like that. Pull it all out your way, move your fingers around so that you know that like you're gonna get a good bite on every sandwich, and then just roll that baby up. That glue right there is gonna seal it closed. And then I like to cut it in half. And when I'm making wraps and I'm getting ready to go on a picnic, or usually I'm getting ready to cater or go on a gig or something like that, what I do is I just put the wrap in the fridge uncovered until I'm ready to wrap it up. Because if you wrap it up in cellophane, what's gonna happen is it's gonna get all mushy. And since we have a creamy base, you want some mayonnaise on your sandwich, when you're making wraps, you wanna have a layer. You wanna have that lettuce layer to protect the mayonnaise on the inside and the wrap. Seems simple, but you can really kind of make a mushy sandwich if you're having it wrapped up for a little while. So we've got the two salads today. For the shrimp salad with peaches and cucumbers, and that's in a cumin cinnamon vinaigrette. And then we will also have the recipe here for you with the shrimp salad, which I'm gonna say you're probably gonna like a lot. Thanks for joining me here on Colorful Cooking today. Eat shrimp, it's low in calories, high in protein, and really good for you.
Do you love soccer? Well, then you're going to want to stick around for this interview, as Kevin had the chance to talk to someone very influential in Major League Soccer. Let's hear what they have to say.
If there is a sport in North America that's just taken fire over the last few years, it's Major League Soccer. And I've got Diego Valeri, the 2015-2017 MVP, joining me today to talk a little bit about the historic arrival of a player to Major League Soccer to really elevate that sport and how it's really affected North America. Good morning, Diego.
Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing fabulous. So tell me, what do you think about the way that soccer has exploded in North America over the last year?
Oof, it's just amazing. I think it was an historic year in 2023. Obviously, with Lionel Messi's arrival into the league in the summer, but thanks to our partnership with Apple TV, we have the chance to watch all of the games, of all of Messi's games and MLS games and shows in one simple location, right? With no blackouts in all over the world, just with an iPhone or with an iPad. I arrived here like 10 years ago, and it's the first year in 2023 where we had the chance to do that. And obviously, it was just a very special year in those terms. Adding in the summer the Leagues Cup tournament, which was a really unique way to compete. Mexican teams against MLS teams. Obviously, as you know, Inter Miami won it with Messi that tournament. So it's coming now in the summer. And San Diego FC announcing, that he's coming into a Major League Soccer last year. And it's coming in 2025. So it's just, as I say, a unique moment in the history of the soccer in the country.
Now, with this new partnership with Apple, with Major League Soccer, and the season pass, what can fans expect? Any changes for the upcoming season?
I mean, there's many changes, most likely because the way to approach to watch the games, right? Because as I said, in the past it was so fragmented. You didn't know how to do it, so and how to watch games. So now with an iPhone, with an iPad, through our Apple TV app and subscription, so you can access to all of the shows and the games. We have plenty of shows, in Spanish and in English. I'm the leading Spanish commentator, so and it's great. We have shows like in the preview shows with the countdown in English. It's the La Previa in Spanish, the wrap up and el resumen at the end of the match day, and the 360 is live covering every game. So it's just amazing the way we approach it and the quality. I'm proud of being part of that group. And as you know, with Messi there, we have more viewers and viewers every year, and not only watching it through the app, but watching it at the stadiums. Last week I went to Kansas, 73,000 people in Arrowhead watching Messi, make him feel like home. So it's just amazing the way it's growing up and the amount of viewers we have across the country and across the world.
Yeah, to fill a stadium with 73,000 people is quite an accomplishment. Now, Lionel Messi, obviously a phenomenal athlete, but also a phenomenal personality that's really elevated that image of Major League Soccer, not only in North America, but around the world. How do you think he is going to continue to impact this sport?
He's going to continue impact most likely in young people, in young athletes like want soccer, they like to play the game, and he's a role model for them. It's actually the best player in the world. He decided to come to this league, and for them, for young talent, it's key. They wanna watch him, they wanna see him, they wanna, they're gonna experience every weekend how he plays and obviously develop talent from it. So I think the impact is there, because obviously we have more viewers all around the world watching the game through his feed, watching the MLS through his feed. But for the young talent, it's key. I wish I had the chance to have him playing in Argentina when I was young. So I think for them it's going to be very impactful.
Now, Diego, let's put on your recruiter hat. Say you were building a team. What are some other players around Major League Soccer that you think are going to make a significant impact to the sport?
We have plenty of young talent there. Plenty of obviously playing with Inter Miami, with Messi and with Suarez and with Busquets and Jordi Alba. There's Noah Allen, Benja Kermansky, David Ruiz, young talent there. In Chicago, you have Ryan Gutierrez. In Colorado, you have Wasatch, you have Sam Vines that is coming back from Europe, and Real Salt Lake, for example, they have Chicho Arango, which is mature, but they have Diego Luna as the best partner of Chicho. So you have plenty of talent there, and obviously you have in Cincinnati the MVP, Luciano Acosta, the Argentinian one, Thiago Almada, which is a young guy already, is a World Cup champion. So you have, plenty of names there. The reigning champions, Columbus, they have Adam Morris as a young talent, already won the MLS twice. So you have plenty of young talent there that is going to be well developed, and in the future they're going to bright.
Now, with Major League Soccer and its just impact on the rise here in North America, do you foresee any more expansion teams forming?
Yes, of course. As I say, we have San Diego FC coming next season, and we'll see. Who. So what's happening is there's a lot of potential. Still there's a lot of places to growth, states that wants to have their clubs and their supporters with a franchise in MLS. So it probably is going to happen. The game is still growing. Obviously, the competition is earning prestige internationally. So I expect that other clubs are coming into the Major League Soccer.
Now, with the rise of popularity, there's obviously a lot of new fans just joining and watching Major League Soccer. What's a good resource for them to go through so they can really understand the game, the different positions, and how it's played?
Well, you have everything, obviously, in the Apple TV app. You can access there and see all the MLS Season Pass info, but you have the chance to go to mlssoccer.com/season-pass, and you have all there. It's easy to subscribe and access to the info, to the shows, to the games. So those are the sources to look for info, and it's really easy to do it.
Well, Diego, thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're so excited to watch Major League Soccer on the rise, the impact, and of course be watching you as a commentator on that sport.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you so much for tuning in to your Monday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here and chat with you, spend your mornings with you as well. I've been your host, Maddie Evans. Make sure that you tune in starting next Friday because we're here every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'll see you then.